Well, hello. Hey there, it's Wrench Gear here again. We're into another project. Always doing a project. Actually, this is a bit of a continuation of the last project. Last project I had was fixing up the heater in this dryer here, and I'm actually not even finished doing all that one. It's all back together and it all works. Everything's all good there. But I thought, before I stick this dryer back in and everything, I pulled the drum out of it to give it a good cleaning inside, vacuum it all out and the whole bit. There seemed to have been a lot of lint and mess all down in this thing. So I thought, you know what, we're going to give this thing a good cleaning with vacuum cleaner and everything. And so we took the front off here to get into the blower wheel and, you know, vacuumed everything all out in here. But, you know, when I had this thing all apart, when I was doing this, this tube, there was a lot of stuff in there, quite a bit. So I thought, something's going on here. I think it's time for a good cleaning of the whole system, you know. So we got it. Everything is all vacuumed out here, very, very clean. Vacuum in the motor, vacuum everything you can get. You got to vacuum it all out, the whole bit, the corners, side of the cabinet, the whole bit. This thing here also had seemed, this is where the hot air gets drawn into the drum as it's rotating, comes through this honeycomb screen here. And there was a lot of lint on the back of it as well, so a little difficult to get at without removing this whole back panel. So I just took a regular spike nail. You could probably use a little screwdriver or anything, and I just kind of went through and I poked through all these holes, and it all fell down in there. And I thought, well, okay, now you got to get it out of there too. So, hey, look out, that made a noise. So you got to get all that stuff out of there. It all falls down into this area behind this heater. So, you know, I just fixed this heater in my last video. You should go and check that out. That was a good video, and that all worked out really well. But anyway, yeah, I got to take that thing back out again. So I had to remove all the mounting screws here from it and pull this thing out. So all that stuff from there fell down in behind and landed down right in here. So that's all vacuumed out and cleaned out now. Got a little bit of rust in here, but it's not bad. So anyway, in the middle of doing all this, I noticed, you know, you're looking at these wheels here where the drum rotates on. There's a wheel here. There's an idler wheel on the back of the motor here for the belt. And then there's another wheel over here. This wheel over here it's seizing. You can't turn it. This one here is all nice and free. This one here, you can hardly turn it. So we're gonna have to take that thing off and fix that up a little bit. So let me see how I can get this light situated. Right on the front here is a snap ring. We gotta take that little snap ring off and get that thing off there. So you need your regular snap ring pliers. These are quite a small holes in that one, but we'll get it. All right, there, got it off already. There for safekeeping. And we're gonna twist and shout like what the Beatles say. Got a fiber washer of sorts came off the front. And we're gonna pull that off. Okay, so we're gonna get it down in there, clean inside here, and clean that shaft up a little bit. That shaft right there, probably. Oh yeah, it's just got a little bit of junk on it. It feels like some kind of old grease or something on there. I've never greased them. I don't think that these things necessarily should be greased. You got all that lint and dirt and everything rolling all around in here. It's gonna stick to all that grease or oil or whatever you put on there. So I think you want to be really careful about doing something like that. Anyway, we're going to get that cleaned up and just snap that thing back on there and it'll be all good. But getting back to this whole lint business, this thing was a mess, and I thought, I think it's probably time to, well, a lot of times about every, maybe, well, oh, so let's get back into this thing here. Front doorbell went in the middle of doing all this stuff here, and I kind of got sidetracked and lost my train of thought. But anyway, so we were talking about the amount of lint that was going on in here. And I got this all cleaned out and everything, so probably about once every couple of years, maybe every 2 years or so, I take this thing all apart and I give it a good cleaning, and I try to clean out this tube and where it hooks into the vent that goes outside, heading into the wall and heading outside. But the problem with what we've got going on here is I've got one of these white plastic corrugated tubes, and you're never supposed to use this stuff because it's garbage, and so many ridges inside. All the lint and everything gets all stuck in these ridges, and it certainly does. You can see all what's going on in here. So I took this thing apart here today, and I started to clean this stuff out. And I thought, I've never liked this that was in here. I didn't install this. This was in the house when we bought the house. But I am guilty of leaving it in there and using it. I should have changed this out years ago. And now I'm looking at it here today, and this thing is all brittle and cracking apart and the whole bit. So, I probably did that just now when I was reaching around in there trying to get all this junk out. But anyway, it needs to go. So I think the project here for the next day or two is I'm going to be replacing this thing, getting rid of this. So this thing here, though, it goes behind there, and it goes behind this paneling, and it goes up behind these cabinets and up into the ceiling, and that's going to be a bear. I don't think I can get it out from behind that paneling. So I think what's going to happen is I'm gonna cut it off where it goes into the wall back here, and I'm gonna put a cover over that, the hole in the wall, and just leave it for now. I think in a couple of years we're probably going to be redoing this whole laundry room, and at that time I'll tear it all out and throw it all in the garbage. But so I think that's where it is for now, and we're gonna replace this all with rigid tin all the way to the outside, and I think that'll be a lot better, and it shouldn't collect all of this lint all the time and try to plug itself full. So just before we get moving on there, with replacing all this, I thought I'd give you a look at some of the junk that all came out of there. All this lint that was up there, and I reached up in as far as I could. That's probably when I tore that thing. But anyway, this all came out of there, and I get this out every couple of years or whatever, and I bet you that thing's clogging full all the way to the outside. So there you go for fire prevention. This stuff is going to start on fire, and so our dryers and all electric dryers. So I'm not 100% sure that it gets hot enough at this stage in the heating process to actually start that on fire, but maybe it does. I don't know. And certainly if you have a natural gas dryer or propane dryer or something like that, there's flame going on in there, so so who knows. But anyway, fire department's always telling you clean this stuff out, and this is an actual good reason, actually the good reason why you want to be cleaning that all out, because you don't want that stuff starting on fire. So anyway, we're gonna get on to tearing this stuff all out and getting some tin going here. Okay, so this is the stuff that I'm going to be using here. Rigid elbows, or, well, you can spin them around, turn them into what you want, 45s and 90s and everything. And rigid pipe here. This is 4-inch pipe, 5 feet long, and all nice and smooth on the inside, galvanized, 30 gauge, whatever. And yeah, so when you get these things, they come like this. And you got to kind of pop them together, and You never want to do that with bare hands, but here we'll get one of these together, show you how this goes. Okay, so we're going to pull one off of here. And you can see how this thing has to go together. Let's get rid of that. Let's get another glove on here before I'm sliced up. So these can be a little tricky at times to get them started. They have kind of a, I don't know how to describe this, kind of a tongue here that has to go into a groove here, and to do that you have to really bend this thing flat and work it in there. But once you kind of get it started, you can you work along at it and work your way down to the other end, and it'll get in there eventually. You know, the heating and HVAC guys there, they do this every day of their lives, man. They can probably do this stuff with their eyes closed, but for us regular folk, we got to work at it a little bit. But anyway, he's getting there. He's almost done. Yeah, you just got to work that little tongue down into the groove there. Flatten it out a little bit there. One just popped in the rest of the way. Popped in by itself. And he's a little oval here on the end, so now you just kind of do one of these. Squeeze it and pull it along, and good. So now you put these things together end for end, and yeah, you know, this is kind of a crimped end, and you stick them, you slide one into the other. This will make a liar out of me how easy this is supposed to be. Anyway, there you go. It slides together like that. And slides together like that, and you stick a screw, one or two in there just to hold it together so the thing doesn't come sliding apart. And so we got 10 feet now. So I need to go from the back of the dryer down to the other end of the room. I need about 9 feet. But we'll see if this 10-footer will work so I don't have to cut it off. And then I'm going to put a 45 on it, wherever that thing went. I had it somewhere here. This thing here, you can twist these. You can turn them into 90s. You can turn them into 45s, whatever you want to do with them. So anyway, this thing is going to lay on the floor behind the washing machine and behind the laundry tub. And then this thing is going to turn into a 45. However, I'm going to do that, and it's going to go 45 up the wall, and it's going to go right to where the existing dryer vent is sticking through the house wall to go outside. And at that point, I'll put another 45 on it to get it outside, and should be all good. In theory, you know how that goes. So here we are behind the furnace in the corner of the laundry room. And here's furnace, extra filters. Oh, here's a thing. So I do have a problem that occasionally my pilot light, I have standing pilot light on this furnace, right there. And once in a while that pilot light decides to go out, and I have changed the thermocouple on it a couple of times, but it still likes to go out once in a while. So if somebody else needs to light the furnace, I'm not home. I've put detailed instructions here, step by step, exactly how to do it, and I took a picture of it and I stuck it here, and things are labeled. You know, when you want to see what you're after, you know, it's all right here. You know, they can look on the picture when it says look for A or B or whatever. There's A. Oh yeah, there's A. Whatever. Anyway, let people know how to do it if I'm not home. But anyway, this dryer vent is in the top corner here. It's right there, heading outside, and you know, AC lines and network lines, Cat 5 going out to the shop and everything else. But anyway, that thing there is coming out of the ceiling, and I'm just gonna cut it off there, stuff it back and abandon it, and we're just gonna hook right onto here now. with the new stuff. So it's gonna, like I said before, that new rigid pipe is gonna lay on the floor down here. It's gonna come behind the laundry tub and behind the furnace here, and around here somewhere it's gonna 45 up this wall somehow like this on an angle up, and we're gonna hook into that thing. So all right, we're gonna see how I'm gonna manage all this. Gonna put a few more sections together and slide it all in there. So first things first, I guess we're gonna cut that thing open and get that thing off of there. I can only imagine what's in there. Something's gonna come out and attack me. Gonna be a raccoon or a snake or something's gonna be in there. I can't even imagine how bad that is in there. I'm actually wearing extra goggles, safety goggles, over top my regular glasses. Oh yeah, I can't even cut in there. It's so thick and full. So you know, in all honesty, I've had this vent on my mind for a couple of years now. Always wondering what kind of shape it was in. And you know, out of sight, out of mind, eh? You don't see it, so you don't think about it. Oof. So look at that. So this is a good a good lesson for fire prevention or whatever. So this is an electric dryer, so I'm not sure, I don't think it necessarily gets hot enough, but if you had a gas dryer, this would be making a fire. And I gotta cut another chunk there. There's a wire rolled in there, and I gotta get it right here, maybe this here. Bingo. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, if you have any thoughts at all about what kind of shape your dryer vent might be in, go and check it out. Because this is bad. I'm very surprised at how bad this is. I had no clue. Geez, I had no clue. So if you're ever wondering about yours, go and check it out. Because this is bad. Look at all this crap coming out. I'm trying to breathe here, man. Oh, jeez, look out. All right. So I'm going to just push that there for now. I'm probably going to cap that at some point. Put something over the end of this so before I stuff it away, because I can't get it out of the ceiling. It's buried in the wall behind this crappy paneling and whatever else. But anyway, this is all going to come out of here. Oh, Jesus. And yeah, nice. So we're going to get that all cleaned out of there, and I'm going to start working on this new stuff. So here we are outside. What an absolute mess of a day today. It's all freezing rain this morning, and it's supposed to be lots and lots of regular rain this afternoon, high winds, everything else. But anyway, here's where this dryer vent comes out outside here. I put this screen on here a little while ago. A couple of those louvers broke off in there, and I didn't want any birds or mice getting any ideas about going in there and heading into the basement. So I got a different one here now. We're gonna put this on here. Maybe not today. Today's a miserable day, but so yeah, we're gonna take this thing off and clean all that mess out of there from outside here, and get it all fixed up. Get all this mess out of here. I can hardly reach in there. My hand's too big. What? I'm gonna get stuck. You're gonna have to call the paramedics. Come and get me. Alright. Watch you don't cut yourself. There's some sharp tin in there. Alright. Look at all this nonsense coming out of there. It's crazy. Alright. Wouldn't hurt to have a little brush, a little broom, a whisk or something there. Okay, so how's that? Might not be bad. Reach in there again, see if I can cut myself. Come on, okay, baby. I can't reach all the way to the inside. I mean, pretty good though. Okay, here. Should grab an airline or something and blow it, but then I'll blow all that crap into the whole laundry room. So put the airline in from this end and all the way straight through and shoot it from in there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit more in there. I think maybe gotta get the vacuum cleaner and air hose or something and see what we can do in there. But anyways, he's starting to get pretty good, looking pretty good. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna clean it out a little bit more. Maybe shoot an airline through there and get this stuff all wrapped back up. We're well underway now. Alright, I grabbed the old worn out soap brush here from the truck, and that fits in there quite nicely. It goes all the way to the far end there, and I've done this bringing stuff out, and I think that's probably going to be pretty good. I'm gonna still probably put the vacuum cleaner in there, but yeah, I think that's all pretty good now. I did it a little bit, and now we've done it again, and see what he looks like in there now. Yeah, I think he's looking pretty good. There's just that ridge there from where they put two pipes together to extend it through the foundation or whatever, but there's a little bit of mess up the far end there. I'm going to hit that with the vacuum cleaner and get all this crudge out. Of course, you know what, as soon as you turn the dryer on, that's going to blow all that out anyway. But anyway, I think she's good. We're going to call that one good. So we got that all buttoned back up. Put them all back together, and that's going to be it for out here. I'm not putting this one on today anymore. It's too cold and miserable out here. We'll wait till springtime comes along and get some nicer, warmer weather. So that'll be it for outside. We're done. Yeah, so this is the next day now. This was a bit of a challenge and a struggle to get all this in here, but I think we're going to call it done. So this is what I got. This is where the back of the dryer, the outlet of the dryer is right on this pencil mark on the floor here. That's going to plug right on. That thing scoots all along on the floor behind the wash machine here and behind the laundry tub back there. So yeah, we're gonna call this all finished off here. Between here, get the dryer pulled out. So yeah, so he comes along here, and he's going there, and he's going up on a 45 about. So I do have a screw in there, and there's a screw in here as well underneath this foil tape. I gotta tape this one yet. I forgot to tape that. But you know, they suggest not to put screws in there because it'll catch all the dryer lint. But those are short screws. They're only a 1/2 inch screw. They're sticking out too far inside there, and I don't know. Those things are so slippery. Those joints, they keep coming apart all the time. So I thought I'd put a screw in there and holding them together there. So here we got boat batteries and riding lawnmower batteries in here. Anyway, behind the furnace there he is coming up, and he's missing here's my condensate line from my air conditioner. It's touching it a little bit, not too bad. And the line set here, it's missing that altogether. That's not touching at all. And up into the top and heading out. So I do have one screw in each one of those connections there too. But I'm not gonna put the foil tape on there just yet because I'm gonna have to screw around with this one here to change that around when I do that outside bit. So that's probably going to happen like in a month from now or something. So I'm going to have to take this thing all apart up in this corner again anyway. So anyway, we're gonna call it quits on that, and it's done. We're gonna call it done. Just got to put the dryer back in there and fire it all up and see how well it flows. So thanks for watching and putting up with all this. Maybe you get a little bit of an idea on there on how to do yours, and you know, if this helps you, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, hit the like and subscribe for me, please. Helps my little channel grow. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Bring something next to you again. Thanks.